I get into this video, let's get into this look. Get into it. What's up, you guys? It's your girl Monique back. So today's video is gonna be a Taco Bell mukbang and a story time of the time that I stole my mom's car and broke into my ex house, all at the age of 17. And before I get into this video, let's get into this look. Get into it. So I have Taco Bell. But yes, let's get into the video. So,
Two hours later.
it's smacked. So, I'm gonna name my ex Brian because I don't want to put nobody's name out there, like in this video. So I'm gonna name him Brian. So this day, me and Brian had got into a huge argument, and Brian ended up leaving my house mad. We were both upset at each other and we didn't want to talk. So I texted Brian, like I said, about 4 or 5 hours later after he left my house, and I'm like, hey Brian, what you doing? Brian told me that he was going to invite a girl over to his house. Now mind you, I don't mind if it's friends. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind my boyfriend having friends. That has never been an issue for me. Personally, I don't mind. But, like, if it's a girl that I don't know, or a girl that you used to like, a girl that you used to talk to, or anything like that, I'm sorry. No, it's not happening. Like, I don't care. So, anyways, me and Brian got into it. I texted Brian that night. Brian told me that he was going to invite a girl over. Now, mind you, at the time, this was a serious argument. You know what I'm saying? Like, Brian had blocked me on Facebook, blocked me from his phone. The only way that I had to contact Brian was through Instagram. So, that's where we were texting from. So, after he told me the girl that he was going to invite over, me and the girl were following each other on Instagram. Now, mind you, I should already know this was a setup, because the girl had a fiance. She was engaged and she was in the military. She lived like so far away, so I should already know this was a setup. But being the person that I am, I'm like, you know what, no, I'm a very suspicious and cautious person. So with that being said, I hit her up and I'm like, hey, like, Brian told me you was coming over his house. I just want to know what's the reason for it, or like, what are y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna hang out? Where y'all gonna be at? That's all I want to know. So good. Let me stop playing. But anyways, so I hit her up. I'm like, what y'all gonna be doing? Like, y'all gonna be hanging out? You know, like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna go down? And she quick and instantly got an attitude with me. Bro, I'm not even lying. Like, I texted her, not in a disrespectful way. I was very respectful when I texted her, you know what I'm saying? But she instantly, quick, got an attitude with me. So in my head, I'm like, if this girl don't really like my man or want something with my man, why would she be getting mad? Why would she be getting mad about me texting her and about me asking what's going to happen, what's going to go on? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, okay, if this real, I'm like, okay, if this real, if y'all really together, then send me a picture. Send me a picture of him. Send me a picture of you at his house. So, it took her like a good 45 minutes to text back. 45 minutes later, I didn't even open my DM. I instantly knew it was a photo. And so I instantly hurry up, open the DM. And it's a picture of her and Brian together. And it wasn't just an ordinary, like, we're a friend kind of picture. You know what I'm saying? It was like an actual, like, type of picture. You get me? So, So I'm like, I gotta hurry up and get over here because, no, baby, not on my watch. No, ma'am, no spam, no turkey, no ham. Now, mind y'all, this had to be like sometime in, I'm not sure like on the exact dates, but I know it was like during the cold months. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of cool outside, like not extremely cold, but at night it got cold. So I quick threw on a pair of shorts. I had just bought this outfit today. Today I had on a pair of pink neon shorts, like a neon short sleeve shirt and some neon pink Nikes. I literally snuck to my mom's room, and I'm like, let me get them keys. Let me get these keys, because baby, who is he playing with? Not me. I wasn't the one. Anyways, so I got the keys. Now, mind you, my mom is a heavy sleeper, but she move a lot. Like, she the type that won't wake up for like loud noises, but she move around a lot in her sleep. And so she kept flipping around when I went in there to get the keys, and I'm like, oh, she gonna wake up. I'm gonna get caught. My whole plan gonna be blue. What do I do? But I grabbed the keys from under the TV, real sneaky like, and I tiptoed back into the hallway, and I was walking down the stairs. Mind y'all, we had stairs that made noise. So anytime you put one foot on the step, it'd be like, y'all, I'm not even lying, no cap. Like, that's how it really was. So, and mind y'all, it was like 2 whole flights of steps, like 8 steps on each flight. So I'm just but anyways, so yeah, I finally get down the steps. I fly out the door and I fly into the car, and I'm like, how do you turn this thing on? Nah, I'm capping. But for real, I got in the car and I'm like, okay, what? Like, how do you work what? Like I told y'all, I was 17 at the time. I didn't have a license, and I had never drove in my life. Like, this is my first time ever driving. Well, no, I had drove before, like, practicing, but I had never actually drove, like, this far away to somebody's house, like, on an open road. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm in the car, and I'm just sitting here like, what? Like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to drive this far? Because at the time, Brian lived 40 minutes away from my house. He lived all the way in the country compared to where I lived. So I'm like, do I really want to do this? Do I want to pull up at my house? Like, I got to be prepared to fight just in case, you know what I'm saying? I'm really contemplating in my head, like, is this really worth it? And I decided it was worth it. So I put the key in ignition, boom, I started driving. I'm just driving. A police pulled up behind me, and we both cruising. Like, mind y'all, bro, no cap, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm 17 years old. I'm not even supposed to be outside at the time. You know what I'm saying? At the time, you had to be like 18 to be outside past 12 or something like that. I forgot how the law went or whatever. But at the time, I was supposed to be in the house somewhere asleep. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't supposed to be out here trying to go chase up behind a dude and fight this girl. But anyways, so I'm just cruising. A cop behind me, and I keep looking at my rearview mirror. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I can go to jail for driving without a license. My mama's car can get impounded. I'm just thinking about all the things that can go wrong, and I'm just cruising. Finally, I end up turning onto Brian's road, and the police went the opposite way, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, bro, Mother Nature, she had my back that night. I pull up to Brian Road, and I'm driving. Now, this is Brian's drive-thru, and this is the road. And so I parked my car by the road, but like in the bushes. It was still on their property, but it was like by the road. It wasn't like in the road where somebody would hit me. I get out the car. Bro, when I get out the car, I'm scared because the way they owned a bunch of land, right? And the way the property was set up, Brian's grandma lived right here. Then Brian's dad's shop was back there. And then behind the shop was Brian's brother's house. And then you had to go down this really long drive-through, and that's where Brian's house was. So I had to try to get past his grandma's house, make sure nobody was at the shop, get past the shop, and then get all the way down the drive-through to Brian's house. I get out the car, and I'm just walking down the driveway, walking, and I'm scared. I'm like, everything's going through my head. I'm like, what if I get caught? What if I go to jail tonight? And I'm just walking. I'm like, oh my goodness, like, y'all, I was scared. I'm talking about scared, like. I'm not even playing. I was a different type of scared, like. But anyways, I'm still walking on the drive-thru. So finally, I get to the front of Brian's house. His car isn't there, but her car is there. And I'm like, I know for a fact that they gotta be here, because where else would they go at 1 o'clock in the morning? I walk up to her car, there's nobody in there. I'm like, you know what, I'm about to go in this house. That's what I'm about to do. I'm about to go in this house, because baby, who he playing with? He not playing with me. I always knew that Brian's back door, it wasn't broken, but it was like the window was cracked to where I could stick my hand through it and open the back knob to the back door. So that's what I did. I got to the back door, stuck my hand through that window, and I twisted the knob, and I was inside the house. Mind you, as soon as I opened the door, I heard a big boom. You talking about scared? You talking about scared? When I tell you, I was standing there like frozen. Cause I'm like, bro, what if I just walk his parents up? They gonna know that I'm breaking into the house. I'm gonna go to jail. Oh my goodness, man, what am I supposed to do? So I'm just standing there. I'm like, yo, I stood there in that same position for like a good 10 minutes. Once I realized that nobody was up, I realized what the big boom was. One day, Brian got mad and Brian tore the door off the bathroom, and they had set it in front of the back door. I'm guessing because they didn't have nowhere to put it, or either because that door was broke. So I go inside the house, I walk into Brian's room, and every light is on. The light in his room is on, the light in the bathroom next to his room is on, but they're nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. I'm like, where is they at? Like, you telling me I drove all the way here, 40 minutes away, to come and y'all not here? I was in a room, and I heard Brian's parents start to get up. I heard his parents start to get up. Bro, I was in the bathroom. This is the bathroom. This is the back door. When I tell you I flew like Flash to that back door and ran down the driveway. Now, mind y'all, this driveway is like long. Baby, we was in the country. And then on top of that, I'm running through bushes, woods. I'm running over rocks, bro. I almost tripped and busted my head a couple times. I'm running down the driveway, and I see some headlights, bro. When I tell you, at that moment, I was Usain Bolt, like, not even playing. I was Usain Bolt. I literally turned into a track star because I'm like, no, ain't no way I'm finna get caught and go to jail over this. Like, no, not me, not I. Anyways, so I'm running. And the headlights behind me, they just steady coming. So I run into the shop, slide under this trailer that they had in the shop. Bro, when I tell y'all, I was on some real Call of Duty type stuff that night. I'm surprised I didn't wake up the next night sore. But anyways, I'm under the trailer. I'm just sitting there under the trailer. And I'm thinking about my whole life. I'm thinking about this whole decision. I'm like, is he worth it? Was this really worth it? Like, if they catch me under this trailer right now, I'm gonna go to jail. You know what I'm saying? I'm just under there thinking, like, I made a big mistake. Like, I should have just left it alone. I should have just stayed where I was at. Because I'm like, not only could I go to jail for this, but I know my mama looking for her car by now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that lady ain't sleep that long to where she don't know that I'm going in her car going. You know? So, I stayed under that trailer. Literally, I'm not even capping it, y'all. For a good probably 45 minutes, honestly, because I was scared to move. Like, I was stuck. I didn't want to move because I didn't want to get in trouble. And I'm like, if they catch me under this trailer, they gonna know I was breaking in because I'm sitting here hiding. Boom. I'm like, you know what? It's now or never. I'm gonna have to get from under the trailer. I'm gonna have to run somewhere. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, bro, could I run to Brian's brother's house, or could I run back down this long driveway to get to my car? You know what I'm saying? so I'm just sitting here contemplating. And I'm like, you know what? I'ma just run behind Brian's brother's house until everything died down and everybody go back to where they belong. So I sat there for like 45 minutes and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my car because I'm ready to go home. I'm tired. I don't want to deal with this situation anymore. I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and go back home. And whatever happens from here to my car just happens at this point, you know? So I quick run down the driveway, put the keys in the ignition, crank it up, and I take off down the road. And I'm just riding. The whole time I'm riding, I had tears coming down my face, and I'm just crying because I'm like, why me? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I haven't done anything but be a good person. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, why does the bad things always happen to me? Why do people always do things wrong to me when I try my best to help people and spread love, you know? So I get like down the street from my house and I see a bunch of blue headlights and I'm like, I know. I just know. I get a little bit closer and I realize my mama called the police. She called the police on me and told them that I stole her car. Yes, she did. So I'm like, I cannot go park this car by the house or I'm going to go to jail. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just park it by the store that's near my house. And I'm going to run. I'm going to just run to my friend's house and spend the night over there for the night. So I go and I park the car next to the store. And I'm walking through my neighborhood. And I have a black hood on. So I'm like, okay, I hope they don't notice me. So I'm walking past. Luckily, literally, that's why I keep saying God had my back this night. Because I should have got caught. You know what I'm saying? The police should have pulled me over. I could have gotten into an accident. Like, y'all, I had no driving skills. I had barely ever been on the road. So many things could have went wrong that night, but God had my back that night. Anyways, so I walked past the police. My mom was outside on the porch. All these people I'm walking past with my hoodie on. And luckily, I got past. And right when I got past, I stormed down the sidewalk. And I started beating on my friend's door. And I'm like, let me in. And so I asked her, I'm like, could I please stay the night with you? Like, I was like, I never wanted to spend the night over here more than ever. And she's like, girl, what's going on? What's happening down there at your house? And so I went inside and I told her the whole story. And literally the moral of the story is just to let you guys know, never let a guy get you to that point. Ever. Because like I said, there's so many things that could have went wrong that night. All over something so simple. Because we were, like, literally, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, 3 weeks later, we got back together. You know? And so never let anybody take you out your character as well, because that wasn't me. I didn't do things like that. I don't break into people's houses. I don't steal my mom's car. I don't do reckless stuff like that. You know? So never let anybody take you out your character or make you do stupid things that'll get you in like long-term trouble. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and end this video right here. And with that being said, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit those post notification bells. I also will be doing a giveaway when I reach 250 subscribers. I'll be giving away 50 bucks to 2 of my lucky subscribers. And all you would have to do to enter is literally be subscribed to my channel and turn on my post notifications. That's all you would have to do to enter that giveaway. But make sure you guys are looking out for my next video. And with that being said, we are gonna end this video right here. Bye.